group. It is, do we have everyone? So we'll go down the roll call to order, then we'll have a roll call by Ms. Adams, invocation by Randy Youngblood, and pledge allegiance by Mayor Pro Tem. And then we'll do item 1, Ms. Landry, and presentations and awards. We have one by Mr. Michael Herring, the CPA, he's on schedule, and Mr. Felix.
Yeah, so, and Mr. Mayor, members of the council, just so you're aware, the legislature has mandated that you get a public report from our auditors every year. So this just started, I think, last year, so this will be an annual event. So.
Yes, sir. So from that, we'll go to our city's manager report. Sir?
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Just a couple projects. Just talked to Chris. The real-time crime center should be done by August 25th, and it's a pretty impressive thing. And if you want to have a tour, we'll arrange those, and Chief can take you through there. But I think it's a really, really good project, and I think it'll be well worth your time to see that. We'll have a JPA board meeting for CCOM Thursday morning, so I'll be able to report to you on what occurs there Thursday night. The sales tax report for, I believe it was June, is flat. So all retail was flat, and the total report was up 3%. So not quite what we'd like to see, and we'll just watch that and hope it's just summer doldrums. So we'll let you know, and I'll have the exact numbers for you Thursday. And then, as you probably heard, the residential rental tax, which is about $500,000 to our general fund budget. It looks like the governor backed off on her initial veto of that bill, and it was caught up in a swap for allowing Maricopa County to vote on their transportation tax. So it appears that in fiscal 2025, we will lose that revenue source. Of more concern is the fact that that was initially vetoed and brought back as part of a swap deal. So I'm very concerned about the food tax going forward. So we'll keep our eye on that as well. And the other unfortunate thing is this hits around the same time we lose a share of our state shared income tax because of the reduction in income tax rates in the state. So we're going to looking at about $1 million hit to the general fund 2 fiscal years from now. So sorry to report that to you, but
Thank you for the information. Any questions?
Strange things go on in Phoenix that we're not always aware of. So
Too much sun, I guess. Then we go to our item 2. Councilwoman Metzler, take that one. And we go to our new business. Discussion of possible action of ordinance 2023-007. Staff report. Hey, Jen.
Mayor and members of council, the city held a public hearing on the fiscal 24 primary property tax levy on July 27th in accordance with state statute. There have been no public comments. With council's approval of the ordinance, the rate will be set at .1056 per $100 of assessed value, which will generate an estimated $382,261 this fiscal year. This will finalize the budgeting process for fiscal 24, and the final budget book will be available to council in mid-October at the earliest.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Excellent. Any questions? Final budget process?
Just a comment. Great
sir.
job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Agreed. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And we go to our next item. Item number 4, discussion and possible action of resolution 2023-061. Staff report. Chief Heiser.
Good afternoon, Mayor, members of council. This resolution is for approving the acceptance of an award in the amount of $108,000 from the Arizona Department of Emergency and Military Affairs. We had submitted a request for funding specifically for the purchase of 5 in-car radios, dual band radios that will be used in our vehicles, as well as 8 grappler devices, as well as some replacement grappler nets. The grappler devices are an up-and-coming law enforcement tool used to safely end vehicle pursuits. It's a bumper-mounted system that has kind of like a similar material to like a tow strap tethering system that the law enforcement vehicle, when it gets close enough to the vehicle they're pursuing, can deploy it. It will literally wrap around a rear tire and cease the movement and slowly and safely end the pursuit while it's tethered to the law enforcement vehicle. There's actually some really good videos on it from the company itself online. The Grappler is the name of the company. It's a Phoenix-based company. So purchase of these items will help us with the failure to yields and the pursuits that we've been dealing with on a fairly regular basis to be able to end them safely. And we also want to purchase some replacement grappler nets. So I'm open to any questions.
Questions, comments for Chief? Yes.
After you deploy one or you use it, do you just have to buy a whole new? Like, I'm assuming it just gets torn
Yeah,
up,
Mayor
right?
Pro Tem Humphrey. So for safety reasons, you always replace it with a new device. And so we actually have to budget for some replacement nets as well. And I failed to mention there's also some training that comes with this from the company. It's actually going to be required. But yeah, we do have to replace them each time they're deployed. A new one needs to be used.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, with this Peoria-based company, what's their backlog looking like? I know these are very popular throughout the U.S.
Yeah, Councilmember Rodriguez, that's a good question. It's actually in high demand. We need to get on that list like as soon as possible because we're looking at about a year out.
Okay.
And so, in fact, I specifically got a hold of the grant asking to make sure funding was gonna end sooner, and because of this, I asked for an extension.
Okay.
So we can get in line,
Right.
but we need to get on the list and get in line. But it looks like about a year.
Okay, thank you.
Sir.
With respect to the radios, Chief,
Yeah.
could you explain why we need 5 radios if we?
Absolutely, Councilmember Johnson. The radios, we actually have 5 Tahoes in our fleet that do not have mobile radios in them. We've been using just the portable radios. Those are the command staff vehicles. And I can tell you, actually, this shortage of radios came about a couple years back when I was a commander and I needed to put some updated radios into our mobile command post. And so I shorted a few radios to get that done. And the command staff at the time, we decided, well, we'll travel about using just our portable radios. But it is important that we get those Tahoes outfitted with these mobile radios so that you get better coverage with them. So that's the reason why we need those.
Thank you, Chief.
Other questions? Oh, thank you, Chief. Go to our next item, discussion of ordinance 2023-008, staff report. Ms. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. This item recommends edits to the City Code of Ordinances, Chapter 94, in relation to park hours. The requested edits establish closure hours for a variety of sports fields and their adjacent parking lots. The fields and parking lots would be closed at dusk if not in use, or 1 hour after the last reservation. It will also establish closure hours for the pickleball and tennis courts between the hours of 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. This item was presented to council originally on June 22nd during your regular council meeting as a public hearing item and established a 30-day public comment period after that. There have been no public comments received during the proposed changes, and the edits have been reviewed by and unanimously recommended by our Parks and Recreation Commission. And that concludes my staff report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Questions on closure of hours?
Just real quick,
Yes, sir.
just between paragraph B and C, the hour difference, like it says, the actual hours are 11, the closed hours are 11 to 5, but you can't be there from 10 to 5. Right, that's what it says.
Correct. Well, there's, so the pickleball courts and the tennis courts you can't be there between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. So,
Okay.
yeah, that would be the closure hours for that one. The other ones are for the regular sports
Okay.
fields. And that just establishes, like, of course, like our field located at Veterans Memorial Sports Complex. We have regular hours for
Yeah.
those. but this is for the fields that normally don't have reservations. When it gets dark, people like to loiter out there. The fields get very dark, and there's some fun times being had by some
Yes.
nice folks out there. Yes.
All right, just want to clarify, just so they know, when they, to patrol this or to actually enforce this, to make sure that they understand the times, like the difference, and one's 10 o'clock, one's 11 o'clock.
Correct.
So there's no confusion by anybody, the public or people trying to enforce them.
I appreciate that. I got confused. Thank you.
Sure.
We're good. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll proceed to our next item, Resolution 2023-0062. Staff report, Ms. Cassar.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, this agenda item will accept a grant from the Federal Aviation Administration for an update to the city's airport master plan. The master plan is required to be updated every 10 years, and the last master plan and airport layout plan was completed by the city and accepted by the FAA in April 2014. The purpose of the master plan is to provide the city with guidance for revisions to existing infrastructure and opportunities for future development at the airport. Typical elements of a master plan include an inventory of existing conditions, forecasts for future air traffic and development, facility requirements and alternatives analysis, recommended development, and a capital improvements and financial program. The master plan has a 20-year horizon associated with it. The project list is of particular interest to the city and the FAA as it identifies grant-eligible projects for the yearly Airport Improvement Program grant process. The FAA has accepted the project as eligible for AIP funding and has offered the city a planning grant in the amount of $510,000, which includes $464,406 of federal funding from the FAA, $22,797 from the Arizona Department of Transportation as a state match, and a $22,797 match from the city of Sierra Vista. This project was included in the city's fiscal year 24 budget with the potential matches. The time frame for the master plan would be about a year and a half, and there will be multiple opportunities for stakeholder involvement during that time. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions? Reference this resolution? No? Thank you. And our last two resolutions, 2023-063 and 2023-064 is with the IDA. Do they have a representative?
He was going.
Mr. Mayor?
Oh, there he is.
There he is. All right. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir, for having me. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, my name again is Michael Slaney. I represent the Sierra Vista IDA. Thank you for allowing me to do this remotely. I intend to be there at your meeting on Thursday to answer any questions in person. You have before you two items. The first one is an Arizona-based school called Champion School. They are looking to acquire two of their facilities that they are currently leasing. They are intending to move forward with this on a public offering. That will be what's called a limited public offering from RBC, which used to be Rauscher Pierce Roughness, then became Rauscher Dane Rauscher, then it became Royal Bank of Canada Dane Rauscher. So they're in Phoenix. They are very experienced with charter schools. This is a charter school that has done well. Unfortunately, I can't tell you the grades because the Department of Education has embargoed those. They wish to release all of the grades at a single time, so it can't be included in the offering documents or publicly released right now. But they are expecting to be about a B school, if not better. So, but I cannot confirm or deny that that's going to be the case because they haven't received that yet. This is an amount not to exceed $35 million, and for that, the IDA will receive an annual admin fee. Expected to be, if the total amount is $35 million, it would be about $24,000 a year. Happy to answer any further questions you may have.
Thank you, sir. Are there any questions of Mr. Salina?
But that's just for the first one.
That's what,
right?
that's for the first one.
That's just for the first one,
Yes.
that's correct.
Thank you.
You go to, you want to discuss the second one as well, sir?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, the second one is also a charter school. That one is located in Nevada. They were looking for an out-of-state issuer because they were not successful in getting a Nevada issuer because there aren't a lot of Nevada issuers. So therefore, they were looking for either Arizona IDA, Sierra Vista IDA, another Arizona IDA, all of which, because as you know, you can operate outside of the state of Arizona. This is actually the same underwriter, RBC Capital Markets. They are looking to be there. It's a currently leased facility. So again, they're already in that site. They are looking to issue the bonds in short order, probably in the next month or so.
Oh, thank you, sir. Are there any questions, Mr. Selena?
Just comments.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Both these schools, I read the charter for both their schools. The one in Arizona, so it's the children that go there fall into low income, students of color, English learners, children with disabilities, students experiencing homelessness, children in foster care. So this is a great thing that, I mean, anytime our name goes on anything, I definitely want to look into it, what we're supporting. That's definitely a great thing to support, especially here in Arizona. The other one in Nevada is in Las Vegas, so I will gladly go check on that if y'all need me to go see and make sure it's good.
You gotta wait in line, just so you know.
But their goals as well are very, they're very nice to read. Those refreshing to read who they're trying to help there. People who have lower academic skill levels, credit deficiency, history of poor attendance, and behavior problems, trying to give them a second chance. A lot of them is due to lack of family social support, addiction issues, legal problems, juvenile justice, and underlying disabilities. And their goal is to give an accurate measure of educational achievement of pupils, not based off academic test scores, but more on attendance, behavior, attitude, and credits earned. It kind of reminds you like what the Buffalo Soldier Academy, what they do at Buena at the end of the year, right? It's not you're not necessarily going to have the best grades, but you're still going to get an achievement because of what you actually have grown throughout the year. So it's good to see charter schools doing something like that. A lot of times charter schools get a bad rap because of how they're funded, but it's good that this is their initiative for both of them. So I appreciate that.
Good comments.
Mr. Mayor, Councilman Rodriguez, just a additional point. North Las Vegas, which is where this charter school is located, is not it's not right off the strip, shall we say. It's not one of the, it's one of the more affordable income areas of Las Vegas. But the good news is the city there, under the tax rules, for a 501c3 organization like these bonds are going to be issued for this borrower, has to have what's called a TEFRA hearing, or a public hearing. The city of North Las Vegas will be having that hearing as well. So there is support at that location for that charter school.
Good. Yes, ma'am.
And I apologize if you already said this publicly, but how much will the IDA be looking to gain? Is it yearly or one pay?
No, this again is anticipated to be an annual payment.
Okay.
Because it'll be slightly less than the last one. I think it was $20,000. Just so everyone knows, the IDA receives what's called a basis point annual fee. It's 7 basis points on the outstanding principal amount of the bonds in any given year, with a floor of $3,000. So by issuing these bonds for as many years as the bonds are outstanding, the IDA will receive that admin fee.
Thank you.
Certainly.
More questions? Well, sir, thank you for your time, and we will see you on Thursday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Excellent. Next, we'll go to the call to the public. Hopefully, someone from the community comes out and speaks to us, and then we'll have comments. And we'll go to item number B now. Any report on recent trips, meetings, or future meetings? Yes, sir.
Well, we had our youth commission meeting this past Sunday. They voted our last meeting to change their time to Sunday, so we did it Sunday 9 a.m. We had 4 people in attendance, so we had a really good meeting. Looking forward to that growing. No, that's what they chose. Mayor, 9 a.m. on a Sunday. Me and Miss Laura were there.
Sure.
Yeah. So, that's what they chose. That's what we're going with for now. And we'll see what happens as the school year goes. And obviously, it's their commission, so if a day and time is better, and we can move that around. But for now, that was a good meeting, and we talked about the upcoming League of Cities, but they will be there to represent our city.
Excellent.
With the youth commission. Finally, like we wanted to see for the last few years when we go to the league, so we will have youth commission representation. Yes.
Does one of them want to hold the flag?
Oh, they're all
instead of-
going to. They don't know that yet, but they're going to hold the flag with the mayor.
There you go, Marta.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That one right there.
Because you haven't done it, it'll be your first time.
Oh, I'm-
So you can carry the flag and the youth commission.
Get it,
right-
man.
Oh, yeah. So looking forward to that.
Excellent. Excellent. Any other recent meetings, trips? Ms. Herbal?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have your code enforcement presentation coming up at the next meeting. I apologize, I think I said it was going to be scheduled for today, but I did approve Mr. McLaughlin going to a conference this week, so we'll move it to the next meeting. Soon, I don't have it scheduled yet, but we will be able to bring the special event policy to you soon in a work session for review and discussion. And we also invited the Sierra Vista Veterans Memorial Foundation to present. We're waiting for a response from them on when they'll be able to make it. And that's all I have on the list right now, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, thank you. Any other comments, questions? I think that is it for our future discussions. Got it. And we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.